And the A's are Bay Area neighbors brought together each summer by interleague play. Tonight they meet with each team heading in the opposite direction. The Giants sitting atop the National League West, tied for the most wins in all of baseball. The A's are near the bottom of the American League West, but as all Bay Area fans seem to know, none of that matters when it comes to this rivalry. It's Game 1, the Battle of the Bay, next. The Bay Area and AT Park, the capital of baseball in California tonight. It's the all-Bay Area interleague matchup. The Giants and the A's, Game 1 of this year's Bay Bridge Series. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow and Dwayne Kuiper. Welcome to Giants baseball. The Giants, after taking the Phillies 2 out of 3, continue to do well in this ballpark, and Jeff Samardzija goes tonight. Now, 2 starts ago, he was outstanding, but otherwise, his last 4 or 5 starts, he has struggled.
Well, yeah, you look at his numbers this year. In 15 starts, Giants are 10-5. His first 10 starts, he was 7-3 with an ERA in the 2s. His last 5 starts, he's 1-2 with his ERA is now in the 6s. And that includes 1 complete game victory against the Tampa Rays. So really what he has to do tonight is he has to be more consistent with the low part of the strike zone. Early in the year, he had great command of both sides of the plate. Never an issue to get the ball down. That is what has been dogging him these last 5 starts. So we'll look for that tonight. And I think that certainly is a key.
All right, so the Giants will be without Brandon Crawford, who's their RBI leader. Just a scheduled day off for him. And then again, the Giants bench has been coming through big time here lately. It was Connor Gillespie got the winning hit yesterday, driving in Ramiro Pena. Stay tuned. We'll take you to the CSN Bay Area studios for more on tonight's game right after these messages.
Beautiful day for baseball. It doesn't matter if you live on the East Bay or on this side. You can go check out the Athletics or the Giants at AT Park. Welcome into our CSN studios. Dave Feldman with the Flan Man. Tim Flannery. All right, Tim, Jeff Samardzija has been a mixed bag in his last 2 starts. His last outing in Pittsburgh, he lasted only 3 innings. He gave up 6 earned runs. The time before, he was great in Tampa. What do you expect?
Well, he doesn't do a lot of things differently. He's coming out and he usually just says, I'm going to come right at you. And that's been his history and his MO for his career. He's very resilient when he does get hit. And when it does get hit, it's usually the long ball. And last outing, he gave up 3 home runs in Pittsburgh. But you see the great movement, and when he's changing eye levels, commanding both sides of the plate is when he's successful. He isn't a guy that walks anybody. You go back and look at those numbers, he's not walking anybody.
Right.
So he charges. He's got the football mentality. He's resilient, and if you beat him, he's going to come up 5 days from now and come at you again.
He'll make his 16th start tonight for the Giants. He made his 16th start for the A's not too long ago. Any pressure facing his former team?
I don't know if it's pressure. I'm sure he's got some really good friends over there, and I bet they've been talking and texting back and forth. You always compete a little bit for bragging rights, and that's what the Bay Bridge series is all about. It's about bragging rights. We've gone down through the years and won world championships, but lost the Bay Bridge, and I had to hear it from their coaches. So it'll be a great night. It's a great night for baseball in the Bay Area.
Flan's here all night. Thank you, Tim Flannery.
You got it.
We'll see you on all our avenues of television. All right, 7:15 will be the first pitch. John Miller and Mike Krukow. Enjoy.
Two out of 3 from the Philadelphia Phillies, and tonight they're going to kick off the Battle of the Bay against interleague rivals, the Oakland Athletics. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. The Giants, well, they just keep finding ways to get her done, and yesterday it was the bench that came through. Ramiro Pena with a double in the 9th, and then Connor Gillespie knocked him in for the win. And we're going to take a look back now at that super exciting moment. It was a dogfight of a game, but Gillespie came through in the clutch against reliever Severino Gonzalez with a walk-off double. It is his second career walk-off hit. The Giants now lead the majors with 7 walk-off hits. And Connor told me after the game he's just happy he's getting a chance to play. Bruce Bochy saying about his bench, he is so proud of these guys for taking full advantage of the opportunity that they have been given. All right, game 1 against the Oakland Athletics coming up shortly. We've got John and Mike. We've got first pitch. We've got lineups all coming your way.
Buster Posey making sure that everything is working properly with the catcher's equipment. And you see the vista. It's a beautiful night for a ball game.
All right, time now for the key ingredients of the game. It's brought to you by Round Table Pizza. Now would be a great time to call your local Round Table or order online at roundtablepizza.com and have your pizza delivered to your door, so you won't have to miss a minute of the game. Number 1, Samardzija, knee-high command. In the last 5 starts, his ERA has been in the 6s, and what has happened is he has made mistakes out of the middle of the plate. He needs to clean that up. He needs to establish the knee-high location and then go back to what he did the first 10 starts, and that's pound the corners. Number 2, table setters, get on base, set it up. So against a guy they don't know much about, Daniel Mengden, they're going to have to get the table setters on, get him in that stretch early. And number 3, who's the new hero? They've had a different hero every day. Last night or yesterday it was Connor Gillespie knocking in Ramiro Pena. So hey, keep up with the theme, different hero every night, and those are your Round Table key ingredients.
The Giants have taken the field, and let's take a look at the batting order for the Oakland Athletics. The veteran Coco Crisp will lead off center field. Jed Lowry second base. It'll be Stephen Vogt the catcher. Danny Valencia, who's been real hot, the cleanup hitter at third base. Chris Davis hitting a lot of home runs, the former Brewer, in left field. Yonder Alonso first base. Marcus Semien, the Bay Area product, also hitting a lot of home runs at shortstop, batting 7th. Billy Burns, the speedster, in right field, and Daniel Mengden, the pitcher, bats 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Jeff Samardzija, the 6'5", 225-pound, 31-year-old. Samardzija in his 7th year at the big league level. In 15 starts, the Giants are 10-5. He is 8-4 with a 3.59 ERA. Look at the strikeout, 77 against 22 walks. When he's right, you're going to see a couple of really high velocity, big time movement pitches, and that's a 2-seam fastball that'll go anywhere from 92 to 97 miles per hour. And he'll throw a cut, and it won't be quite as high velocity, but it'll be mid-90s. Those are his backbone. He's also got a slider, and he has a circle changeup. Lifetime against the A's, 1-1. Let's take a look at the Giants defensively playing behind Samardzija tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Pagan, Span, and Blanco. Pena and Gillespie on the left side of the infield. Panik and Belt on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, looking down the signs. Brandon Crawford, a day off today, a scheduled day off.
Coco Crisp leads off for the Athletics. He's a switch hitter. 7 home runs, 30 batted in, 295 on base average. Jeff Samardzija, probably the worst game in his career as a starter, was against this Oakland ball club. The last time he saw them in mid-September of last year. And that one is just off the outside for ball 1.
First pitch, 7-16.
64 degrees is the official game time temperature. Will Little is the home plate umpire. And that is a foul off the left field line, and it's back into the crowd. Second row as Pagan gave chase.
And Will Little, I mean, he's got a wide zone. I mean, you're going to see some head turns tonight from some of the hitters, but it can be a bit inconsistent. So, I mean, you'll see low strikes, you'll see high strikes, you'll see wide strikes. But no guarantee you're going to see that same pitch called a strike 2 times in a row.
A ball and a strike to count from Samardzija to Coco Crisp. Gillespie plays shallow at third. That one is into left field, and there is Pagan. One away. Hit it hard toward the line, but Pagan was playing well over in that direction. So Crisp is gone, and now Jed Lowry will come up. Lowry, who left the Athletics after the 2014 season and back with them again this year. And he's done well. He's hitting .292, but with very little power, only 1 home run in 219 at bats. He does have a .346 on base average, and the count is 0-1. We saw the umpiring alignment with Will Little behind the plate. Dan Asogna at first base, Angel Hernandez second base. He's the crew chief. Lance Barksdale at third. In the dirt, and the count is a ball and a strike.
And that was with a change up, a circle change. Still is a pitch that he's still looking for a consistent feel with. But I like the fact that he gets to the head of the count now, and Buster Posey will call that pitch. He knows that Samardzija needs that pitch. That's how he'll grow.
1-2. 94 miles an hour on that one. Tall right-handed Jeff Samardzija with a 1-2 count. Struck him out. He blew that one right by him. A high hard one at 93 miles an hour.
Yeah, strike 2, strike 3, the same pitch, right down the middle, 2-seam movement. And look at it, just sort of a little leaky tail running away from Lowry. That's just country hardball right there. You throw a fastball right through a guy between the belt and the letters, and he misses twice, you own him.
So 2 down, nobody on. Here is Stephen Vogt, the Oakland catcher. A strike. Dwayne Kuiper is over on the radio side in the early innings, and he'll be along in the middle innings on telecast tonight. Now, after that first pitch with no indication of a bunt, the Giants go into the complete overshift, and Ramiro Pena stays at shortstop, and Connor Gillespie moves over to, in essence, the second base position. And that's off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The second baseman, Joe Paddock, is 25 feet or so into the outfield. Stephen Vogt 6 home runs, 307 on base average. And that's too high with a changeup. And it goes to 2-1. One more game here tomorrow night. Albert Suarez for the Giants against Kendall Graveman. And then Wednesday and Thursday nights, this Battle of the Bay will adjourn to the eastern shore of San Francisco Bay, to the Oakland Coliseum. Pregame going back and now waiting. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down. Samardzija retires the side of order on 10 pitches. Span, Panic, and Belt coming up. Giants coming to bat now. The Giants batting order is brought to you by Audi. Visit a Bay Area Audi dealer today and get behind the wheel of the Audi model you've always wanted. It'll be Denard Span center field, then Joe Panic at second, Brandon Belt first base, Buster Posey hitting cleanup. Angel Pagano had a 4-hit game yesterday, now hitting just under 300 for the year left field. Gregor Blanco in right field. Ramiro Pena, he's at shortstop with Brandon Crawford getting the night off. Connor Gillespie at third base, yesterday's hero with the walk-off hit, and Jeff Samardzija, the pitcher, batting ninth.
On the hill tonight for the Oakland A's will be Daniel Mengden, the right-hander, 6'1", 220-pounder. He's a rookie. He has made 3 starts, and he's pitched well in all 3 of those starts. He's only given up, 3 runs or less, and he walked out with 0-3 record. 21 strikeouts in 6 walks. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s. And he's also got a little flair to his windup. He'll give you double pumps, triple pumps.
It's kind of the old school looking windup.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, right out of 1945. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And he'll throw them all, and he can strike you out with all of them.
Denard Span, 337 on base average. At the knees for a called strike 2. 94 miles an hour.
Take a look at wide spread at the start. Big step. And right over the top. The high release that he has, you're going to get a pretty straight fastball, and his four-seamer is a pretty straight one.
And it's down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mengden started the year out AA ball, went 2-0 with an 0.78 ERA, moved him up to AAA, went 3-1 with a 1.39. I mean, he really climbed the ladder quickly to get here.
He's got a Raleigh fingers kind of a mustache. And in the dirt with the changeup, 2-2 the count.
It's a throwback. But the A's are really excited about this young man.
He's not built anything at all like Raleigh fingers. He was very tall. He built a little bit like Catfish Hunter, who also had a mustache. That changeup is foul off to the left into the second deck. Still 2-2. Catfish Hunter, a Hall of Famer. This was Raleigh fingers.
Out of Texas A&M. Lives in Houston, Texas.
an Aggie. He was originally drafted by the Houston Astros. Did he swing? Yes, he did. On appeal, Lance Barksdale brings him up.
Let's take a look at the A's defensively, starting in their outfield from left to right. It will be Davis, Crisp, and Burns. And you can run on all those arms. They do not have good arms in the outfield. Simeon Valencia will be on the left side of the infield. Lowry and Alonso on the right side. Stephen Vogt will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So now Joe Panic. 259 average. 322 on base percentage. And he's got 7 home runs and 36 runs batted in. He's tied with Pence and Posey for 3rd in the club in RBIs. Although I think if we broke down his clutch RBIs late in games, he might be at or near the top of the Giants. It seems like every time the Giants need a big hit late in the game, if he's got a shot at it, he knocks somebody in. He knocked in what proved to be the winning runs 4 times in the Giants' 6 wins in the road trip that just ended last week. 1-2 the count to Joe Panic. Panic, Bruce Bochy gave him a scheduled day off here yesterday. Bochy talked about the legs, trying to help his players keep their legs fresh. A strong foundation. That is a foul ball up the first base side, picked up by Alonso. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Bochy, as an illustration of his point, talked about Angel Pagan. His legs were never strong, never fresh last year. But right now, his legs are fresh and pain-free. And look how he's playing. He's just doing everything well.
Oh, he really has. I mean, it's both sides of the ball, too. I mean, out of the field defensively, he's got more range, making more plays where he can rely on strong legs to get set up to make a throw.
Back to Mengden, knocks it down and throws it out. So 2 down. And now Brandon Belt will come up. An all-Texas matchup here in the All-Bay Area interleague matchup. Mengden from Houston and Brandon Belt from not that far from Houston, although Houston would be the big town.
Well, Nacogdoches, I mean, that's a metropolis.
Nacogdoches? Yeah. Is it pretty big?
At least that's what Brandon Belt says.
More than 1 stoplight? 1-1 the count. Well, they played at rival schools in college. Curveball over to the Oakland dugout. 0-2 the count. Belt, University of Texas, and as you mentioned, Mengden out of Texas A&M. He was part of the Scott Kazmir trade. Scott Kazmir before the deadline last year in July to Houston. And this is one of the guys they got back. 1-2 the count. His first 3 starts were against Cincinnati, Texas, and Milwaukee. And he threw pretty well against all 3 of those teams. All 3 of those teams can hit pretty well. And that's too low. Gave up 7 runs all told in those 3 games in a total of 18 innings. Not bad. Buster Posey on deck. Brandon Belt, the Giants' on base percentage leader, 2nd in the team in RBIs. And that is up out of the shadows into the sunshine for a moment and into the crowd.
You can see the acute break on the curveball from Mengden. And that's what the high 3/4 release will give you. It gives you a 12-6 break on the curveball. And the thing that he's been doing here so far is he's thrown on both sides of the plate. And that's pretty nice command for a big curveball. It's not an easy pitch to control. The A's say that they've seen Mengden throw the fastball into the high 90s. This is a take a look at the curveball. It's a 12-6 break, and here is when he went on the outside corner with it. To control that pitch and be able to have corner command on both sides of the plate, that's rare.
2-2 to Belt. And that 94-mile-an-hour fastball into the crowd off to the left. Foul. Got there in a hurry. Brandon Belt battling it out here with Mengden. 3 infielders to the right of second. They've got the overshift on. Struck him out. Strong first inning on both sides. Valencia coming up against Samardzija.
Right choice, Jeff Samardzija, 2014 National League All-Star with the Cubs. The All-Star game was in July 15th in Minnesota, but he was traded by the Cubs to the A's on the 4th of July. He was introduced as a National League All-Star, but he wore a generic National League uniform, not Cubs, not A's. And the new Ford 150 is the official truck of Madison Bumgarner. It's built Ford tough. Learn more at yourcaliforniaford.com.
There's Madison Bumgarner alongside Eli Whiteside. That's bullpen catcher Danny Valencia, red hot, and that's along the right field line and into the bullpen area. Gregor Blanco is way over into right center. He had no chance to get to that one. He just wasn't hit high enough for him to even get in the picture there. 327 average, 377 on base, and he's hit 11 home runs. That ball is hit well deep into right field. Blanco over his head. He plays to Karen and he holds him to a single. A very long single for Valencia. Let's go down to Amy Gutierrez.
All right, gentlemen, you were just talking about Angel Pagan getting his legs back, and boy, has he ever. In fact, in the Phillies series, here's his numbers, guys. He was 8 for 13, 3 doubles, and 4 RBI. And I spent a little time, gentlemen, talking with Tim Flannery today about how playing pain-free affects your mindset in the month of June. And he said, playing with pain at this point in the season, it is a game changer. It's no fun. It can affect your game and your mindset. A little bit different if you're playing with pain in September, but June, which Pagan's been dealing with for several seasons, tough to do, guys.
All right, thanks, Amy. And Tim Flannery in town for CSN Bay Area. Always great to see him. Runner at first, Valencia, who got only a single on that long drive to right. Chris Davis, and he drills one toward right center field. And that's going to be extra bases into the big part of the yard. Valencia is going to come around third to score, and Davis will hold it second with a double. 1-0 Oakland. And the first 2 batters here in the second inning have both hit the ball real well.
Well, opposite field approach. I think when you get carried to right field in this ballpark, it's usually early in the evening. Very upright stance, ball away, and boy, he really stays inside this thing. You talk about a nice at bat. Just drives it right through the opposite field gap. And Gregor Blanco, who covers a lot of ground, had no chance with this one. And there's the carry we're talking about.
'51st RBI of the year for Chris Davis, who has hit 18 home runs. Now Yonder Alonso, the former Padre, and it's ball one. According to the StatCast on the MLB at bat app, Chris Davis double left his bat at 111 miles per hour.
Yeah, he's strong.
Just off the outside. Posey and Samardzija both thought maybe he had a strike on that one. 2-0.
Well, you might throw it up there again. You might get it. Corners are inconsistent. Real little.
And that's a foul out of play. And a fan of the second deck made the catch on that one.
All right, let's take a look at the play. Yeah, one-hander. Didn't need a glove. Oh, he finds a young fan in the first row. Well done. Bravo.
2-1 to Alonso. And that cuts off the inside. So now 3-1. Alonso hitting .250 with only one home run. A .305 on base average.
Yep, she got a ball.
And that's a walk. The first three Oakland hitters here in the second inning have reached base. A run is in, and here comes Marcus Semien. Semien, who has hit 14 home runs for the year, and he's the top home run hitter among shortstops in Major League Baseball right now, hitting .244 overall. And this is a guy who has hit pretty well against the Giants. Two men on, nobody out, a run in. 1-1.
Well, walking a guy with a runner at second base and setting up the force at first is not the end of the world when you have a guy out there on the hill that can put the ball on the ground. And when Samardzija can establish the knee-high location, he'll get ground balls and he'll get double plays.
And this ground ball, but foul right past Ron Washington, the third base coach. 0-2 the count.
Joe Montana, his wife Jennifer, and his two sons sitting just in the first row right behind home plate.
Just off the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's a good view. The Montanas are here. It seems like we've been seeing him a lot at the ballpark here lately.
Lives downtown, loves the yard. Plus, he gets great seats. I mean, can't get any better than that unless you're sitting in the dugout.
He must have called you. 1-2 the count. That ball is smoked. Deep left center. Way back there. Gone. Marcus Semien. He fell behind in the count and then ended up losing one to very deep left center. A 3-run homer. 4-0 Oakland. 15th home run this year for Semien. Not an easy part of the yard to hit a home run.
Well, carry early in the game. You'll see more in the first couple innings than you will late. A little slider they set in the outside corner, and that's just a hanger. You can see the eye on the slider, and that didn't do a whole lot. Laid right up there around the belt. And for Simeon, who's got good power, I mean, that's right in his wheelhouse.
A change up for a strike to Billy Burns. 4 batters into the second inning. Oakland has 4 runs on the board. And that was a fat one for sure. And that's strike 2, a foul ball.
Samardzija, you look back at the last 5 starts, the first 3, you started to see him elevate and make more mistakes out over the middle of the strike zone. Then the 4th start, he had a complete game, almost a shutout in Tampa, where he was just dominant to the corners. He didn't make a mistake in the middle of the strike zone all day. His last outing, it was very much like the first 3. He just really struggled with location, made a lot of mistakes that were up and out over the middle of the strike zone. He only lasted 3 innings, gave up 6 earned runs against the Pirates.
Slashed foul right off the screen in front of the Giants dugout. Still 1-2.
So he and Dave were doing a lot of work on the side, and they thought they had the problem solved when they took the start in Tampa and was so dominant. And what he did going into that start is he slowed things down. He was a little too quick, and he was not in sync with his lower body and his upper body.
Whoa! I thought he had him there, but no call.
Well, so did Jeff Samardzija. He thought he had a strike. You know, it's one you want when you're out there and you've just given up 4, that's for sure.
He's got great speed. Pena hurries it over there just in time for the first out of the inning. Well, the Rockies will be here next Monday, a week from today, on the 4th of July through Wednesday the 6th, a 3-game series. A chance to see Peavy make the start on Monday, a 1:05 afternoon game on the holiday. Bumgarner Tuesday with a 7:15 game, and Cueto on Wednesday at 7:15. And tickets available right now at sfgiants.com/tickets. 0-1 the count to Mengden.
That's a pretty good hack he had first fastball he saw from Samardzija.
To the count. And that is a foul high in the air off to the right. Looks like he's got a pretty good swing, this guy, Daniel Mengden. Catfish Hunter, a Hall of Famer, one-time ace of the A's 40 years ago. He was an excellent hitter. Was not happy to see the DH come into effect. And that is strike 3. 2 down. In fact, the last year that they had the pitchers bat in the American League, 1972, Catfish hit 350. Hit several home runs. And this was in the days of the 4-man rotation. He was making 40-something starts and throwing 320 innings. He got a lot of at-bats. And he got a new contract from Charlie Finley, the owner of the team at that time. And part of it, maybe 30% of the contract, was for his hitting. He was not happy to see the hitting part of it disappear, although that stayed in his contract. Coco Crisp, well, Gregor Blanco was backing up on that ball. And it ended up being a base hit. So he was also cautious playing that one. Here's Jed Lowry now. And Crisp, who has been around forever, it seems like, but still runs well, although he does have 5 steals, but caught 4 times. But this is a spot where for the guy at the plate who has only one home run all year, where a steal could be a big play.
I mean, it used to be earlier in his career. I mean, it was automatic. He was gone.
And that's a strike on the outside. Jed Lowry, who struck out his first time. 4 runs are in for the Athletics here in the second inning. A long inning, to say the least, for Jeff Samardzija. This will be his 26th pitch thrown in this inning. Off the outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. That ball is hit well. Span. No. And that's going to be a run. The speedy Crisp is going to score all the way from first. 5-0 Oakland. A double for Jed Lowry.
Now David Goody going to come out. As you mentioned, the pitch count's starting to get long, but look at the location. That's 2-seam movement. It's above the knees, just right out over the heart of the plate, and that's a ball that's going to get turned around. It's just not a lot of location. And to the A's credit, I mean, when they're getting these mistakes, the location, they're jumping on them. Tucker Crisp, even at 36 years old, in his 14th year at the big leagues, no problem with 2 outs scoring from first on a double. .27 pitches this inning. And that's why I think that the changeup is going to be so important to him. Because look, nobody can go out there and have knee-high command and corner control every start. But the nights that you do elevate and you do make some mistakes out of the middle of the plate, if you've got a changeup, it can help you out. I mean, it can help you at least get by when you don't have great command on your pitches on a night.
9th batter of the inning, as the Athletics have batted around here. The entire lineup has come to the plate in this 1 inning. Samardzija with a count of 1 ball and no strikes to Vogt, who flied out to end the first inning. 5-0 Oakland ahead. Deep into right center. Span, plenty of room out there. And it took a long time, but finally the inning is over. Giants have a long time to catch up as Posey comes up. The way you experience TV, only from Xfinity. Tyler Beede, he was the Giants' first-round draft choice in 2014, the 14th overall pick in the draft. This season in Double-A with Richmond, a 4-4 record and a 2.97 earned run average. He's out of Vanderbilt, 6 feet 3 inches tall. Tyler Beede. Remember that name. Buster Posey, first ball swinging, taps one to Valencia, and Mengden with a 5-0 lead gets the Giants cleanup hitter on one pitch. So here comes Angel Pagan now. 5-0. Oakland is leading. The Dodgers lost today at Pittsburgh, or I beg your pardon, the Dodgers, after losing 3 in a row at Pittsburgh, won today 5-4. They came from behind. They were down 4-0 in the first inning of that game, but eventually would win it. Never gave up another run after the first inning. They won 5-4 to avoid being swept by the Pirates. That's a called strike to Angel Pagan. Arizona hosting the Phillies. No score there in the middle of the 4th. Colorado hosting the Blue Jays in interleague play. 4-3 Toronto in the last of the 7th at Coors Field. That's out of play, off to the left. 2 strikes to Pagan, who's at the moment hitting .297 for the year. 4 for 5 yesterday. Pagan, who had a 3-hit game Friday against the Phillies. So his batting average has been ascending here lately rather quickly. And that's right in there. Strike 3 called.
Well, you don't know if he just doesn't see it or if he was guessing into 2-strike count, looking for some kind of a breaking ball. And that's just 2-seam fastball right through the middle. I just don't think he's seeing it.
So here comes Blanco now.
There is a uniqueness about Mengden in that he has the high over the top release. I mean, not a lot of guys are that high up in their arm slot. It's way up there.
0-1 the count. That was the 5th pitch thrown in this inning by Mengden. And he's trying to put Jeff Samardzija back out on the mound in a hurry after Samardzija had the very long first half of this inning. Curveball, check swing. No, says Lance Barkdale. He did not swing. There's Samardzija.
Well, you get back in the dugout and you're talking with your pitching coach, and you're just trying to make some mechanical decisions as to how you can get command of the corners and the knees.
2-1 the count now to Blanco. By the way, in the 3rd inning, we're going to be visited by NBC Bay Area's investigative reporter, Chris Kimura. Smashed right back to Mengden, and he made the catch. Wow. His whole body was trying to get out of town, put the glove up in the air, and it stuck.
Yeah, way to charge it.
On to the 3rd. powerful, accountable, and now it is expanding its resources to help solve your consumer problems. Introducing NBC Bay Area Responds, a new team dedicated to investigating your consumer complaints and returning your money. Contact 1-888-996-TIPS, 1-888-996-TIPS, or visit NBCBayArea.com/responds. Every call, every email will be answered. NBC Bay Area, we investigate. And one of the guys who's right there at the forefront of that whole effort is with us now in the booth as first batter Valencia grounds out to Joe Paddock at second, and there is one away. And welcome to Chris Kimura, 11-time Emmy winner, who's come here to the Bay Area recently.
Thanks for having me.
To investigate.
Yes.
Now, you're not investigating us.
No, but I think some people would probably want me to investigate the defense out here and the score, right? Please don't call. I have limited power.
Investigate Jeff Samardzija. What's going on with him? Figure it out, will you?
We'll investigate.
Now, we know that you investigated some stories as Chris Davis comes up. He doubled home the first Oakland run in that second inning. In regards to some counterfeit tickets, and I know during the Stanley Cup playoffs with the Sharks and the NBA playoffs with the Warriors, there were a lot of complaints about fraudulent tickets, and you did investigate.
Yeah, the counterfeiters have become exceptionally good at falsifying these tickets and making them look really good and commanding top dollar for them. We're talking hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for these tickets. And you get to the gate and there's nothing. And so we're looking at this baseball team, which at this point it might seem iffy, headed toward the postseason, but we're thinking we're going to be positive here, headed toward the postseason, and the same kind of problem might persist. And so what we've been telling baseball fans, hockey fans, and basketball fans, football fans too, is to certainly try to buy those tickets from reputable sources, either people you know or from the official vendors. And in the case of the Giants, that would be through the Giants itself, or in the fan-to-fan marketplace, they call it. That's StubHub. That's when you're buying the second-hand tickets from people. So
let the buyer beware. If you go outside of that realm, maybe you're not even buying a real ticket.
Yeah, it could look real good, but it's not going to work when it gets to the gate. There's no guarantee. What do we have here?
Here's Gregor Blanco right next to the foul line, and that's all for Chris Davis. Out number 2. Well, let's say that you just have to get to this game and you haven't been able to find anything through the ball club or the normal ticket buying channels. Is there any way to combat the counterfeiters?
Well, I think if you absolutely must resort to buying a ticket from somebody you don't know, if you end up with a ticket that's no good, you've got to report it to the police. You've got to report it to law enforcement so they can try and figure this out. And the best piece of evidence you can give them is to snap a photograph of that seller beforehand. If you are buying that ticket from somebody who is unknown to you, just say, hey, I'm going to take a picture of you just in case. If they're reputable, they're going to say, that's fine, sure. Okay. If they're not, they're probably going to say no photos, please, and that's a signal to walk away from that deal.
Walk away, no photo, all right.
Yeah. And in the event it does go bad, at least the cops have a picture to work with, right? They've got a face of the counterfeiter.
So that's a good piece of advice.
I hope so. I hope it's useful. We've unfortunately run into several people. We've only been doing this new response unit for a couple weeks now, and already we've heard from people who've lost thousands upon thousands of dollars on these fake tickets. If only they had known to snap a photograph. If only they had known to buy through the official sources. They could have A, enjoyed the game, and B, kept thousands of dollars in their pocket instead of sending it who knows where. I think that's what we're trying to do here with our response team. Oh, what do we have here?
Man, that ball was hit hard at Pena. He caught it and it knocked him over. Chris Kimura, NBC Bay Area Responds. And all the best, and thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Chris Kimura, NBC Bay Area. Giants coming up. We'll be back. As the Giants come to bat here in the third inning against Daniel Mengden. Giants have not yet had a base runner. And Ramiro Pena, who caught that line drive and then fell over backwards to end the first half of this inning, stands in. And the changeup in there for a called strike.
Well, Mengden just throwing everything over. We've seen the curveball, the slider. Now he's looking at the changeup. You need to get him in his stretch. He has not been in that stretch yet.
Connor Gillespie on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pena. Pena, since being brought up from the minor leagues, has had 10 hits in 25 at bats, a .400 average, and 4 runs batted in. And he's played short tonight. He's at short. He's also played third. He's played second. Lowry, 1 away.
Take a look at the play that ended it for the A's in the top of the third inning. Now watch shortstop Pena. Line drive right at him. Took his feet right out from underneath. And that was not a pop-up either.
Well, Leandro Alonso should send him a card. Thank you. Made it look so impressive about how hard he hit the ball. I knocked that sucker over with my line drive.
Well, yeah. That's how good I am. Even my outs are good.
Connor Gillespie had the winning hit, a double in the last of the 9th inning here yesterday to knock in Ramiro Pena. And the Giants 8-7 win over the Phillies. Well, they were into the shift, and that's right into the shift. And Marcus Semien throws him out. The shortstop playing the second base position.
Time now for the play of the game. It's brought to you by Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 31 miles per gallon. On the highway, it's the perfect choice. Visit Jeep.com for more information. June 13, 2008. And that's when Omar Vizquel had a straight steal of a home against Oakland. Greg Smith, the pitcher. And we love that smile on Omar. Our Jeep play of the game.
Jeff Samardzija out of play. Dwayne Kuiper will be moving over from the radio booth after this inning. On the outside corner, strike 2 called.
Corners have not been a problem for Mengden. He is just pounding him.
Giants have not yet had a base runner. He's had 3 strikeouts. He's induced 4 ground ball outs and the 1 line drive right back at him that he caught. And that's all. 4 strikeouts in 3 innings. Dwayne Kuiper will join Mike Krukow in the middle innings. Stay tuned. The Athletics coming up with Marcus Semien when we get back.
Toyotas boom. July 4th deals are on with 0% APR on 11 popular Toyotas, or up to $2,500 cash back. Take a test drive today. Boom, you're getting a new Toyota. Most walk-off wins the major leagues this year. Well, the Giants on top of the heap with 7. They got their 7th yesterday against the Phillies. Astros, Dodgers, Royals, and Twins round off the top 5. And that's our Toyota by the numbers. It is 5-0 Oakland. We're at the top of the 4th inning, and here to tell you all about it, my pal, Dwayne Kuiper.
I want to start over.
Well, yeah.
Start over.
A mulligan? You should be able to get a mulligan.
Yeah.
So how was it over there in the radio
Great.
side?
It was great. I did a great job. I was not wrong one time. Who is this hitting, by the way? Simeon takes a called strike. All he did in the 2nd inning was just poke one over the wall. There was some loud contact, wasn't there, in the 2nd?
Well, there was. It's just one inning where Samardzija made a lot of location mistakes.
And almost clipped Billy Burns in the on-deck circle.
You throw a couple pitches out in the corner, you don't get them, you fall behind the count, you have to come into these hitters. And the A's were not missing them.
1-2. Well, he's got some time to right the ship. He did go 1-2-3 in the 3rd. So Samardzija nods his head. Hit on the ground to Gillespie. So Buster asked for that pitch in. That's where he got it. 2 down, or make it 1 out. And here's Burns. Burns rolled out to Romero Pena in the 2nd inning. So the Giants, their job now is to get this crowd back into this game. And the first pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, and it really is up to Jeff Samardzija to keep the deficit at 5. I mean, 2 things he can accomplish. I mean, he can eat up some innings, and he can keep the game at 5-0 to give his offense a chance. Daniel Mengden has been perfect through 3 innings. So the Giants will have to make some adjustments based on what their first at bat told them.
Roll to Belt. Belt will take it himself. 2 out. So here's Mengden.
You know, in every pitch that you make an adjustment off that pitch. But when you get into that one spell where you just can't seem to get the ball down, and then you could have a 20-25 pitch vulnerability, and boy, you're wide open.
Mengden with a big swing and a miss. Yeah, that's the inning where you hope the ball finds somebody. And you know, look, Gregor Blanco had a shot at one of those balls hit in the 2nd inning. Ball hit by Chris Davis. Off his fist, some weird spin to Panic, and that's going to be a 9-pitch inning for Jeff Samardzija. Top of the order for the Giants coming up. They have work to do. By McDonald's. Get great deals at McDonald's with the McD app. Download the McD app on your smartphone and get great deals at participating Bay Area McDonald's. Visit McDapp.com. Second time around. Oh my goodness, is this going to change?
Well, they'll at least have an idea as to the movement on his fastball, the break in his breaking ball, what he's getting over. The way he's throwing right now, he's getting everything over. They need to get him in a stretch just to break the rhythm of the windup up.
Span struck out to open up the bottom of the first. And here he wraps one to right. And it's going to be caught by Burns in right field.
That was a bullet. And this may be what the Giants do against this guy. Jump on that first pitch. And it almost carried over Burns' head.
So here's Panic.
If you're going to have a good night, you're going to have a few out of balls, and that was one.
Panic takes a strike. Belt to follow. On the ground to second. Lowry has it. And that'll be out number 2. And here's Belt. So a couple of line drives, but still for Daniel Mengden, it's been 11 up, 11 down. Overshift is on for Belt with Buster Posey on deck. And Belt takes low. Two balls and no strikes. With the type of delivery that Mengden has, you have to get used to it.
Well, yeah, it's a little funky because he comes over the top of his head with his hands and he'll double pump. And he's also funky because of the high 3/4 release. I mean, he is way high with where his hand position is. And because of that, you get the acute break on the curveball. It'll take some movement off the fastball. And he's not overthrown either. I mean, he's not a max out guy. He's definitely throwing at a speed that he can control.
Belt drives one to right. And out there in shallow right field is Lowry, and that's going to end the inning. So that's an 8-pitch inning for Mengden. 5th inning coming up.
By Supercuts. Save time. Check in online with the mobile app or at supercuts.com. It's easy to find the right location, time, and stylist to get you ready to go. Supercuts.
Notice they haven't showed us.
No.
Remember, it's not the color of the hair, it's how it's cut.
But we can't hang with the big dogs out there.
Used to.
Yep.
Coco Crisp is 1 for 2.
Coco used to hang with the big dogs hair-wise.
There's a call strike.
Now he has none hair.
By choice.
By choice.
Hit out to Angel, or make that Gregor Blanco. Giants fans, did you know that NBC very recently improved its over-the-air signal so more people can tune in with antennas? For instructions on how to rescan your TV, visit nbcbarrier.com/rescan. Check it out. And oh, by the way, tell a whole bunch of friends. Lowry doubled in a run as he hit a shot over the head of Span. And he shoots this one foul. On deck is Stephen Vogt, and that pitch runs inside. The over on the radio side, I had the Toronto Rockies game on.
How's that going?
And I really wanted to watch. I wanted to watch to see the reaction of Tulowitzki back for the first time as this is lifted out to Pagan. And I didn't really see much of that, but the Rockies had one of those Colorado Rockies innings where you're just not going to get anybody out.
Yeah.
And it went from 4-3 to 8-3 in the matter of about 8 hitters. And now it's, does that say 9-3?
9-4, bottom of the 8th.
So I'm going to check to see how Tulowitzki has done in his return.
0 for 3, 1 strikeout.
There you go. And Tulowitzki has been on the other side of that when he was in a Rockies uniform, and usually a part of those innings.
Well, he was a great Rocky.
This is lifted into shallow left field. Pagan is going to get there, and he'll make the catch. And the third 1-2-3 inning for Jeff Samardzija. Buster Posey to hit first.
PG&E. PG&E's Home Energy Checkup shows customers new ways to save energy and money based on their energy habits. Learn more at pgne.com/checkup. PG&E, together building a better California.
Here's Buster Posey. And Buster takes a strike. So you had Chris Kamara on?
Yes, of NBC Bay Area.
So when I walked into here, he gave me like a really long look, and I thought, all right, what did I do?
Yeah, he's investigating you.
What did I do?
All those shortcuts you're taking on your way back home to Danville through Oakland, they've been filming you.
What did I do?
We investigate.
Yeah, I smiled at him, and he gave me the look. So maybe you and John are in good standings, but me?
You're on the list, pal.
I broke the law somewhere along the line. Outside and low to Buster Posey. Buster bounced out to third in the second.
Here we are in the bottom of the fifth. There have been 9 half innings in this game. There have been 8 1-2-3 innings.
Yeah. And the one inning, Samardzija threw 29 pitches. Posey rolls it to third again. Valencia's got it. His throw in time. Posey's out. It's the family 4-pack, available July 5th and 6th at $99. It's the Rockies. And that package, you get a $25 Chevron gas card, just $99. sfgiants.com/family. Pagan struck out looking. With Blanco on deck. Blanco's one of 2 Giants that have hit the ball hard. Pitches in. 1-0.
Daniel Mengden has really been on top of his game tonight. Been very impressive. He's not thrown one pitch out of the stretch. And I mean, you look at his style, and he's really a throwback. You don't see many guys take the glove and go over the head, and he double and triple pumps up above the head. And then there's the mustache. This guy's a throwback.
Down the left field line, a high pop-up. Is it going to be out of play? Close. Raleigh Fingers. He had the handlebar mustache. Tough night for Raleigh the night before. He had a good slider.
Yeah, one of the best of the game. They got him into the Hall of Fame. When I first met Raleigh Fingers, I couldn't believe how tall he was.
Yeah.
Big guy. Well, the Oakland A's have another sinister mustache on their pitching staff.
Line drive, base hit. First for the Giants. And it's Angel Pagan who comes up with it.
He's been red hot. That's no surprise. So now they finally get Mengden in the stretch position. Now the significance of this, we always talk about it, as you see the high two-seamer at the belt, Pagan has really done a great job of going the opposite way for both sides of the plate. Does it again. But the longer it takes you to get into the stretch, the longer it can take guys to find a feel of the release point. And when you miss, you usually miss up.
So Blanco hit the line drive right back at Mengden that he caught to end the second. And here he just starts him off with a strike, and it's 0-1. Pagan with his lead. And it's low.
Problem with 5-0 being the score and the Giants being down to 5-0 is it kind of takes away your running game. You have to play a more conservative style, kind of station to station type baseball. But Mengden is more of a fly ball strikeout guy than he is a ground ball guy.
1-1 to Gregor Blanco.
Good changeup. He's had 4 weapons. The fastball, the curveball, the slider, the changeup. He has sunk the fastball and he hadn't had a lot of sink to it. That high 3/4, you're not going to get big sink off it normally. You get more cut than you will sink with the fastball. And he has thrown a cutter.
Pena to follow. 2-2. And timeout is called. "56 pitches, so that's very good. Pretty good take. It's 3-2.
That is a good take. And there haven't been many 3-ball counts. There have been 2. That's how dominant Mengden has been.
See what Pagan does. And the walk.
Pagan not going on the play, so station to station. And Blanco with a good at bat to get the walk. Hey, it's the Bay Bridge series. You got to put your colors on, right? Even if it's your hair. Chris Stratton head down the Giants bullpen.
Pena bounced out to second. Now timeout is called.
One thing about the A's, their outfield does not have good arms. And you will see the Giants be very aggressive if they get an opportunity to score with a ball hitting the outfield. They'll challenge. Davis in left, and Crisp in center, and Burns in right.
Oh, 1-1.
Burns in right's got the best arm of the 3, and it's average at best.
Out to left, right at Davis. That's out number 2. And that'll bring up Gillespie.
Well, down 5-0 when you get an opportunity like they have right now. I mean, it's pretty important that you put a little something on the board. Just to get a little excitement in your dugout and get this crowd in the game.
Well, Gillespie did it yesterday when he drove in the winning run. And he rolls this one foul. Gillespie is always a hitter that does enjoy going after that first pitch.
And it doesn't make a difference if it's a fastball, slider, curveball, changeup.
It does not.
He's hacking.
Pagan at second, Blanco at first.
So for the Giants, this is the biggest at bat in the game right here.
Off the end of the bat. Going out is Lowry, or make that Simeon, and he's going to make the catch to end the inning. Had potential to fall in, but caught. 6th inning coming up.
To you by Barracuda Networks, comprehensive security and data protection for private networks and public cloud services.
Since the 2nd inning, it's been 5-0 Oakland. Samardzija has 1, 2, 3. He has 4 3-up, 3-down innings.
Yeah. In one inning where he faced 9 guys, so go figure. But I like the way that this game has gone. And then he had trouble in the 2nd inning. He has righted his ship. He has retired the last 10 in a row, 11 in a row.
And Valencia with a big swing and a miss. He opened up the 2nd with a ball hit off the bricks. Blanco held him to a single, and that was the beginning of the 5-run inning. Outside, 1-2. The 1-2 is inside, almost got Valencia. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I always watch what a hitter does when he gets his feet moved or gets knocked down. He gets one thrown up around the chin. What does he do the next pitch?
On the ground and a base hit. Well, it always helps if you get something to hit. A few more days yet to vote for Buster Posey and the Brandons. And last count, Buster Posey was behind Yadier Molina. Head to sfgiants.com/vote.
Joe Panic. Angel Pagan's been playing like an all-star.
Here's Chris Davis. Davis 1 for 2.
Can't vote for the pitchers for the most part.
Out of play, and it's 0-1. Yonder Alonso's on deck. And they appeal and they get the call.
Let's take a look. Did he go? Oh, come on. He hits that thing. It's in the bleachers. Samardzija says, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, you win.
Out of play. And it remains at 0-2. So pitch now wise for Samardzija, 75. Hit on the ground. Pena will go to Panic. Panic on to Belt. Double play. Check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, we want to take a moment to congratulate Bruce Bochy on recording his 800th win yesterday as the Giants manager. He said he feels very lucky and fortunate to have been here this long to accomplish the feat. He also said it's appropriate the game had just a touch of torture. Now he's within striking distance of Dusty Baker and Bill Terry, former Giants managers, but he said he's got nothing on John McGraw, who has 2,583 wins as a Giants manager. Guys.
Yeah, he's the best. Swing and a miss.
I mean, Bruce Bochy could, if you combine all of his years as a manager, what he spent in San Diego and here in San Francisco, you combine them all, he absolutely could make a run at John McGraw.
I texted him today. I said, congratulations on 800. I figured you can get to 2,000 with Kim, his wife's permission. He said, thanks. Wouldn't make it with the type of games we play.
So 1,751 total victories for Bochy.
I'm talking 2,000 with the Giants.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm with it. He'd have to do it since he'd be managing when he was 94 years old. But hey, he's got it in him. Ben Scully's 88. Come on.
And the 1-2. Ball back. Nobody on, 2 outs. And a line drive over the leaping Panic. And it's going to head out into right center field and then go all the way out into Triple's alley. Blanco does a nice job of cutting it off before it gets to the wall, and it'll be a double.
I mean, Blanco finds a way to have some style points on this play. An idea of just how strong Alonso is. I mean, this is a line drive that Panic almost catches. And watch it scoot through. Now watch when he slides in.
That's a backyard play, isn't it?
That's a cool play right there. And he saved 90 feet. Ball gets by him. That's a triple.
Here's Marcus Semien, who homered in the second, bounced out to third in the fourth. And he shoots this one fair down the right field line. Coming in to score is Alonso, and Semien will have a double and his 4th RBI of the night. So here's Billy Burns.
The A's have been a tough team for Samardzija. The last 2 times he's faced them tonight, they've gotten 6 off him. Faced them last September, and they got 10 off him. Samardzija, then a member of the White Sox,
hates the colors.
Yeah, I'm beginning to believe that. Right now, Chris Stratton heading down to get heated up. It'll be a second hump.
Now this will be Samardzija's last inning anyway. He's due to lead off the 6th. So here's Mengden, who struck out in the 2nd, bounced out in the 4th. Phillies have a 2-0 lead on the D-backs. How about that in the 7th inning?
Go you fighting Phils.
Phils were tough this weekend. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. It's amazing when you a pitcher, hitter, doesn't matter. You'll have teams where you can throw your glove out there and you're going to get a win. You can have teams where you can have your best stuff and you're not going to win.
Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto against the Pirates in 10 starts has 1 win.
And what did the Giants do for Johnny Cueto when Cueto faced the Pirates? They scored 15 runs for him.
There you go.
Panic is going to knock it down, and he'll take his time, and that'll end the inning.
It was the Phils, not the Pirates. I beg your pardon.
There you go. 6-0 A's.
Driving machine at Bay Area, BMW.com, June 24th, 2006. Giants taking on the A's. Ray Durham steps up, facing Houston Street, hits a 3-run walk-off home run, and the Giants would win that ball game by a score of 8-7.
Jared Parker is going to hit. 6-0 A's. Great to look back at those highlights and see some guys that you haven't necessarily forgotten about, but guys that you haven't thought about in a while. Sonny Jackson was in that shot. Guys that we spent a lot of time with, and then all of a sudden you just don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
And that really is the way it is in baseball. You might be playing with a guy one day, and he'll get traded or released, and you may never see him again.
Happens all the time.
Here's Parker. Parker swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
You know, I'm talking about a guy that lockered next to you.
Yeah,
your buddy.
Absolutely. Span is on deck, and the pitch is low and away to Parker.
You know, it's that way. And then, like last homestand, they brought back the 1986 Giants. I hadn't seen some of those guys in 30 years.
Oh, I know.
Got back in the same room like we never left.
Parker, it's a high fly ball, center field. Crisp will put it away in front of the track.
All right, time now for our deepest drive. June 13th, 2016 against the Brewers. That's with Denard Span, leadoff splash home run off of Chase Anderson. It's the first ever leadoff splash home run that a Giants hitter has hit. Deepest drive brought to you by the California Academy of Sciences. Discover Twilight Zone, Deep Reefs Revealed, a new aquarium exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences that explores the ocean's mysterious deep coral reefs. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to calacademy.org.
Here's Span. Yeah, I think if those years Bonds was here, if they'd let him off, it may have happened.
Well, yeah, 15 times. He was fun to watch.
Span lined out to right field in the fourth. Lines this one into left center field, and he's going to have a base hit. Davis will cut it off. And that'll bring up Joe Panic.
So that time Span saw the breaking ball, had a little height to it. And took it out the other way. Big curveball, and it drops right below the bell. Says, I like that one. That was a hanger.
Joe Panic is 0 for 2. And a strike, and it's 0-1. They believe this, the homestand ends tomorrow.
Yeah, 5-day homestand.
So this, I mean, the schedule makers have changed it somehow, and I don't know how we didn't notice it, but the Giants are playing 140 games on the road and 22 at home.
It feels that way. Well, the Giants will go out for 2 in Oakland, and then 3 over the weekend against the Diamondbacks, and then back here for the last homestand of the year. I mean, what blows my mind is we're on the doorstep of July, and it's almost All-Star break.
Yeah.
It just seems like yesterday we were just getting to camp. And that's what happens when your team wins. That season goes by quickly. When your team doesn't win, it has
trudges along. Oh my goodness!
It slows down.
It's May already. Span with his lead. He's not going anywhere, and it's low. Giants do have some long trips coming up yet. They got the San Diego, Boston, New York trip. They got a 3-city trip, I believe, in August and 1 in September.
Yeah, the August one is Philadelphia, Washington, and Miami. Do you want the good news in that one?
Tell me what that is, Mike.
The last city of that Philadelphia, Washington, Miami trip is in Miami with a dome. So you know you're not going to have any more.
Well, I just read something that those games they plan to keep the roof open for.
No rain delays in Miami. Your getaway to come home city.
Panic pops it up. And Jed Lowry will make the catch. 2 outs. Here's Belt. Giants just have not got into a rhythm of doing anything offensively, and you can thank Daniel Mengden for that.
Mengden has been very, very good. Just haven't been that many hard hit balls, really. And if they do hit a hard hit ball, it's been getting caught.
Belt lines it foul down the right field line.
Hey, look at our ball dude. It's Al Ruiz.
Is he dealing down there?
Well, watch this play. To the backhand. Yeah, that right there puts him in the Ball Dude Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
It's hard to get into, by the way.
That's a good play.
That is a nice play. He's been practicing. No balls and 1 strike. Belt takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike. So that was Jeff Huey down the left field line that you just saw. The 1-1 to Belt, and Belt, it's a high fly ball, center field for Coco Crisp, and that'll end the inning. John Miller will be back. He'll take you the rest of the way here at AT Park. 6-0 A's.
Brought to you by Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital and Trauma Center. San Francisco's new hospital is open for you with compassionate, welcoming, and world-class care. ZSFGcare.org. We'll look around the leagues. Yankees on top of Texas 6-5. That game in rain delay in the 9th inning. Tampa Bay big over Boston. Houston down 1-0 to the Angels. 11-6 Cubs winners over Cincinnati. Dodgers won earlier today against Pittsburgh. It's 6-0 here. And to tell you more about the out-of-town scoreboard, here's John Miller.
And also the in-town scoreboard, which is bad news for the hometown Nines. 6-0 the score. Washington beat the Mets 11-4. The I-70 interleague matchup. Kansas City over Adam Wainwright of the Cardinals 6-2, and Cleveland won in Atlanta 8-3. The red-hot Cleveland ball club. Chris Stratton is pitching for the Giants now as we go to the 7th inning. The Giants with a few other changes as well. Stratton, you see his numbers in the big leagues this year. Been a starting pitcher in the minor leagues most of the season. Coco Crisp is the hitter, and it's ball 3. Also, Jarrett Parker, who pinch hit for Jeff Samardzija, stays in to play right field. In the 9th spot of the order, Gregor Blanco moves over to center field. He had been in right, and Denard Span, who had been the center fielder, is out of the game now. And in the leadoff spot, that's where Stratton will be slotted, and that's ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Coco Crisp.
That's not how you want to start out your night coming out of the bullpen if you're Chris Stratton. Stratton is a low to mid-90s fastball guy with 2 types of movement. He gives you a curveball, slider, changeup. He'll throw all 4 pitches. And what we've seen from him is really good control. So a leadoff walk here, a bit out of character for Chris Stratton.
Jed Lowry 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And that's called a strike. He got the high strike there. Jeff Samardzija went 6 innings and allowed 6 runs on 8 hits, a couple of walks, only 2 strikeouts, and 1 home run given up. And that changeup misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Phillies have a 4-0 lead over Arizona in the top of the 7th in Phoenix.
They just increased it. Now it's 6-0.
Michael Franco knocked in a couple. There's a bloop into left field. Here's Pregame, but that's going to fall well in front of him. Another base hit for Lowry, and Oakland has 2 men on with nobody out. Stephen Vogt coming up against Stratton. So Lowry a 2-hit game. Crisp, number 4, over to second base. How about Arizona? The D-backs have played very well on the road, but they get home and everything just falls apart. There's the score now, 6-0 on the hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard here. If they lose tonight and they're behind 6-0, they will be 13-26 at home.
Does not make sense for that team. It really doesn't. But the Giants hope that it continues through the weekend.
Giants will be there this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In fact, the Giants won all of their games in Arizona, and Arizona won all of their games in San Francisco earlier this year.
Yeah, those are 4-gamers too. It's not easy to sweep a team 4 games.
That does not happen very often. That's a base hit. Pena was over toward the middle. Coco Crisp with great speed. The throw from Pagan is too late. Stephen Vogt crossing up the Giants defense there with an RBI single. His first hit of the game. 7-0 Oakland.
And very quickly, Dave Righetti coming out. And we'll talk to his young right-hander, Chris Stratton. But the A's have definitely made that leadoff walk haunt Chris Stratton. And this message is going to be a little tough love. I mean, Dave Righetti's going to say, look, you're going to pitch. So let's go. You got to figure out a way to get out of it.
Right now, he's in the big leagues for a game like this.
Exactly. And he has to eat up some innings. Get down to the ball game 7-0. I mean, it becomes a maintenance game in a lot of ways. And now all of a sudden you start thinking about protecting your bullpen.
Danny Valencia, who's been so hot since coming back from the disabled list. And it's 0-1. Valencia has had 2 singles. His leadoff single in the second was the start of a 5-run rally against Jeff Samardzija. And that was called a strike. A slider on the outside. 0-2 now. Colorado won a home game tonight over the Toronto Blue Jays. They did it rather impressively. The Blue Jays had their guy who's been their top starter this year, Marco Estrada, pitching, and he had a 4-0 lead into the 6th inning. Blocked by Buster Posey, and that big curveball gets a ball and 2 strikes. McCargo hit a 3-run homer in the 6th against Estrada to make it 4-3, and then they went to their bullpen in the 7th inning. The bullpen allowed 6, and all of a sudden Colorado was way ahead, and they won it 9-5. The return to Denver of Troy Tulowitzki. He was a star there for many years. Back to the screen.
You don't want to make mistakes up in Valencia. Not as hot as he's been. When he gets it going, I mean, he could beat you all over the ballpark. He sprays it around with power.
Valencia has hit 11 home runs, and a lot of them of the tape measure variety. He's hit some of the longest home runs that have been hit by anybody in the big leagues this year. Now did he swing? A check swing, an appeal? No. Dan Sogna, the first base umpire, said he checked in time.
All right, did he go? Let's take a look. That's right out there in the gray area where you can't get rung up on that swing.
Valencia's home runs have averaged 413 feet in distance from home plate. Well, from 0-2, now the count's 3-2.
Break the ball a little lazy. Chris Davis on deck.
And nobody out of the inning. A walk and then 2 singles. Vogt with the RBI single. Oakland 7-0 over the Giants. 10 hits for the Athletics. Valencia finally decides to come back into the batter's box. Chris Davis is on deck. The power is up for the Athletics right now. Just missing. That was a close one.
Well, I'm sure Chris Stratton thinking the same thing. So Buster Posey calling the breaking ball in the 3-2 count. That's one where you don't really think corner, and I don't think he was thinking corner. It just kind of went there. He was trying to drop that thing just in the strike zone. So it's set up for Chris Davis, and he's got tons of power.
Davis leads the Athletics. He's got 18 home runs for the year. Right through Buster's legs. The carom. Stratton covers the tag, and he's out. Lowry argued a bit with Will Little about that call, but that ball, there was a carom that came back toward Buster.
Oh, nice job of getting in there quickly for Stratton. All right, if he doesn't touch that front leg, that's the question. Oh, he's out. Hayes will not contest that.
So Lowry out at the plate from Posey to Stratton covering. Vogt went over to third and Valencia to second. The base is no longer loaded. The infield comes in, not all the way in, most of the way in, as the ball is fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. So there's finally an out in the inning. It was the walk to Valencia that loaded the bases that set up that out.
Well, in that case, it was a pretty good play there.
Yonder Alonso, a left-handed hitter, is on deck. Did he swing? Yes, he did. The plate umpire, Will Little, made the call himself.
You've got to keep the ball down with this guy.
Davis had a game against the Giants in Milwaukee last year as a Brewer where he had 2 home runs in the same game.
Well, they were not cheap ones either. He can hit them long.
Right up the middle. That ball was right out over the plate with a 2-strike count. So Vogt scores. Valencia stops at third. And it is 8-0 Oakland. Second hit, second RBI for Chris Davis. So not much is going well for Chris Stratton in this inning. There's Yonder Alonso, who has walked lined out to short and doubled. Giants middle infield double play depth. And it's ball one.
So double play. That's what Stratton's pitching for. Sinkers, sliders, knee-high location.
Stratton has thrown 21 pitches, more out of the strike zone than in.
Alonso's hit into 7 double plays this year. That puts him second on the A's. Chris Davis has hit into 9. That leads the team in hitting into double plays.
Valencia at third, Davis at first, and that's a foul out of play, and it's 2-1. Oakland got 5 runs in the second inning, including a home run, a 3-run homer by Marcus Semien, who's on deck. And they got 1 in the 6th, and now 2 against Stratton here in the 7th. With 2 on and only 1 out. That's a double play ball. Panic to second one. And Pena doubles him up. Buster Posey, Angel Pagan, Gregor Blanco coming up for the Giants. Area is brought to you by the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Submerge yourself at
MontereyBayAquarium.org/love.
Submerge yourself. Here we go to the Giants half of the 7th inning. The Giants are trailing 8-0 now to Daniel Mengden. I think the only thing that's gone wrong for Mengden is that the score is much too lopsided. He's been so impressive that it's kind of overshadowed how great he's been. First time the Giants have ever seen him. It kind of reminds me of that game where, you remember Ross Stripling came in here the first time the Giants ever saw him.
Yeah.
With the Dodgers, and he had a no-hitter going. And what was it, into the 7th, into the 8th? To shortstop, Semien throws out Buster Posey. But unlike this game, that night was a very close game. And he issued a walk, and they took him out because he was at 100 pitches. He had the pitch guy. He's a guy coming back from Tommy John surgery, so they took him out. And the reliever, Chris Hatcher, immediately gave up a 2-run homer to the very next batter.
Trevor Brown.
That was quite a night right here at AT&T Park.
Well, Mengden has been that good.
That was the 5th game of the year. And Pagan takes a called strike.
And it really isn't like, I mean, this is his 4th start in the big leagues, and he's pitched good every time. He's allowed 3 runs or less every start, and he's lost all 3 games. He just was getting 0 run support. Well, has not been the case tonight.
Phillies are just laying waste to Arizona now, down in the desert. Pagan, foul, hit that hard. Right now, he's hit just about everything hard, it seems like.
Yeah, he is locked in. And it's both sides of the plate. Which, if you go back and look at the hot streaks that Pagan has had with the Giants, when he gets hot from both sides. And that's not always the case with a switch hitter.
And he bounces that curve in front of the plate. 2-2 the count. There are some physical aspects of Mengden that do kind of remind you of Catfish Hunter with that mustache. If he got rid of the handlebars on the mustache, which the Raleigh finger's kind of a mustache, he facially would look a lot like Catfish. As Pagan decided he better take a swat at that off-speed pitch and couldn't get it. He's down on strikes.
Giants baseball is brought to you in part by Toyota. Toyota's Boom. July 4th deals are on with 0% APR on 11 popular Toyotas for up to $2,500 cash back. Take a test drive today. Boom, you're getting a new Toyota.
And there's the world famous view from the Marin Headlands over in Fort Cronkite through the Golden Gate to the city by the bay. Blanco. And Lowry throws him out, and it's getting easier as it goes along for Mengden. That was an 8-pitch inning. 7 shutout innings for the Oakland rookie. 8-0 Oakland. Friday, July the 8th through Sunday the 10th, and Sunday the 10th will be Hello Kitty Day. Giants will be giving away Hello Kitty tote bags to the first 20,000 fans. Tickets available at sfgiants.com/tickets. Hello Kitty.
Yeah, Matt Dillon. He was.
Matt Dillon. You mean Gunsmoke?
Yeah. Yeah, that was his girlfriend.
Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty.
That wasn't Hello Kitty. That was Miss Kitty.
Hello, Miss Kitty. Hey.
Now that's an old show. That show, it's been 50 years since that show was on.
But it was on for 25 years or into the 20s. I mean, it was
a big hit. Was it James Arness?
Yeah.
Matt Dillon. Chris Brown Trevor Brown is now catching as Marcus Semien bounces a foul. So Trevor Brown is behind the plate. Mac Williamson is now in right field, and Jarrett Parker has moved over to left field. Pagan is out. There's Parker now in left. And Chris Stratton is low.
Was it Amelia Lockhart that played Miss Kitty?
I really have no.
I'm counting on you for this.
I didn't like it. I was just a little kid.
You were a wagon train guy.
I didn't like that one either.
Oh no. Rowdy Yates, Clint Eastwood, Ward Bond.
I liked The Wonderful World of Disney.
Well, I didn't miss that every Sunday night. Are you kidding me? That was a good one.
And Bonanza. I like Bonanza. We had a guy on our street bought a color TV. And it was always big if he invited you over to watch Bonanza and the Disney Sunday night shows. Right center field hit very well. Mac Williamson, after a long run, runs it down. Well, there's a lot of room out there to show your stuff if you've got speed and get a good jump on the ball.
It's backspin. Really not a lot of lower body. I don't think he got both cheeks into this. It gives you an idea of what type of hamstring Simeon has. But the Giants had protected against the Cripples Alley, and it paid off. Mac Williamson making a nice play. Backhander over the shoulder.
Here is Billy Burns, who's 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. And Blanco for out number 2.
Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything Orange and Black, check out Pregame Live and Postgame Live before and after every regular Giants game telecast on CSN Bay Area, authentic Bay Area sports.
.6:30 tomorrow on CSN Bay Area, game 2 of this series. In fact, the final game here in San Francisco, 6:30 with the Giants pregame live. 7:15 first pitch tomorrow.
Amanda Blake. That was Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty.
So thanks, Doug Kelly, for texting me that.
We were the kids of the television generation, weren't we?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, parents didn't know you could. I mean, it was not a problem doing your homework in front of the TV. I mean, they didn't have TV when they were kids.
It was a new thing.
Yeah. Expand your knowledge.
And Mengden strikes out. He's 0 for 4 as a hitter. This is about the only bad thing you can say about his game tonight. He gets 7 shutout innings. Pena, Gillespie, Parker coming up.
If you say free pizza, we are in, right, John? And that's exactly what happened for SF Giants fans today. They got to go meet Brandon Belt, Joe Panic at the 2nd Street Slice House, and owner Tony Gimignani, who was so kind to make free pizza for the city of San Francisco, all for a great cause, though, guys. Brandon and Joe made their own signature pizzas. They will be sold for the next 4 months at the Slice House, and all the proceeds help the George Mark Children's House. Now, that is a nonprofit in San Francisco that helps families with children who have serious medical illnesses and need medical care in the comfort of their own home. I bet it's very good, guys.
Well, I'm definitely so.
I'm in. What's more fun than building your own pizza? Come on.
So and these new pizzas are named, one for Joe Panik and one for Brandon Belt. And I did have it here. Belt's is the Belt's Monster Meat Pizza.
Monster meat.
And there's a curveball. It's 2-1 to Ramiro Pena from Daniel Mengden. And Panik's is the Panik Parm Pie.
Panik Parm Pie.
It's got the breaded chicken cutlets, sliced mozzarella, tomato sauce, garlic, grated Parmigiano, and oregano and olive oil. Now his is sort of gourmet. Brandon's Belt's Monster Meat Pizza, pepperoni, sausage, bacon, red and green onions, bell pepper, shaved Parmigiano, and Romano cheeses, and a side of chili oil. That's a base hit to right. First hit of the night for Pena, and only the third hit of the game allowed by Daniel Mengden.
And it's the first time the Giants have got a leadoff hitter on against them. And that in itself is impressive.
So here comes Connor Gillespie.
So if you were going to make a John Miller pizza, what would it be?
Tomatoes, some olive oil and garlic.
So no monster meat?
No. Actually, however they make the what they call the margarita pizza.
Yeah.
I like it. And there's ball one, up and away. So maybe the Slice House, if you prefer, just if you don't want Belt's Monster Meat Pizza or Panik's Parm Pie, maybe they'll just make a margarita for you.
John Miller's margarita, served with a margarita.
That kind of goes without saying. There's a foul ball off to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike to Connor Gillespie. Yesterday's hero, but that was so yesterday. In baseball, those kind of things are so fleeting. You're the hero one day. Don't get too overexcited about it, because there's going to be another game the next day.
Well, that is the beauty of the game, and it's the worst part of the game.
That's a base hit. The Giants have 2 hits in the inning for the first time.
Now this was the hit yesterday that sent everybody home happy. Ramiro Pena on second base, and Connor Gillespie comes up, and that was really a beautiful piece of hitting, because it was not a mistake. He beat a good pitch, and that was the celebration in the infield. And the Giants, they go on now to win the series with the Phils. But the Phillies are kind of taking it out on the Diamondbacks tonight. Their first game of that 3-game series, and on top 8-0.
The game is in the first half of the 8th inning in Arizona. Vincent Velasquez, the young right-hander who's got great stuff, back from the disabled list, made that start for the Phils. There's a changeup for ball 1 to Jarrett Parker. Mengden, this is the deepest he's gone in a major league game.
Well, he's only thrown 91 pitches, so he should be good to go.
And that gets away from Vogt, and the runners will advance. That might be a pass ball.
You know, a short hop, and once it hits the ground, they usually go with a wild pitch on that, but it did come up on him. Take a look at the changeup and where it hit. There's the heel of the glove.
He had gone 6 1/3 in his second major league start against Texas. In his last start against Milwaukee 5 days ago, he threw 108 pitches, going 6 innings. He's in the 8th inning of this game with an 8-0 lead. 2-0 to Jarrett Parker with 2 runners in scoring position. And that's in there for a strike.
Now, you kind of scratch your head a little bit. You know, you sit on a 2-0 count, you know he's looking fastball. And that wasn't really either inside or outside. It's kind of like right down Market Street. You wonder what he was looking for.
So he may not get a better pitch than that to hit. 3-1. Oakland's bullpen is going to get busy for the first time. It's Chris Stratton on deck. Rodriguez, number 33, Fernando Rodriguez up in the Oakland bullpen. 3-1 the count to Parker. And he gets a walk. Bob Melvin having to decide what to do here. I mentioned Catfish Hunter, a Hall of Famer, a great pitcher with the Athletics. And that's Catfish in action. That was in the 74 World Series. The 72 World Series, striking out Joe Morgan right there. Catfish Hunter. Time is taken, and Kurt Young, the pitching coach, is going to go out. My first year broadcasting baseball was with Oakland in 74. Catfish Hunter was 25 and 12 that year, working every fourth day.
37 decisions.
37 decisions. He had 40, 41 starts, threw over 300 innings. He was 8 and 8 at one point, and then the second half of the year he went 17 and 4.
Wow.
And I remember because he was a low-key guy from North Carolina. He would get asked, "How are you going to pitch this guy? How are you going to pitch that guy?" He says, well, ultimately, I'll probably pitch him the same way I pitch everybody else. Up and in, down and away.
That's it.
And that's a called strike to Chris Stratton.
Now, if you're wondering why Chris Stratton is hitting now, because it's an 8-0 ball game, he's going to finish this game. And if he can do that, he's going to give the bullpen a night off, so it has become a maintenance game in that regard. Bruce Bochy trying to get his pen some rest.
A ball and a strike. Joe Panik is on deck. Bases loaded, nobody out. The best opportunity for the Giants so far, and the pitcher's hitting. That's a double play ball. They get 1 and 2 as Pena comes in to score, and it's 8-1. Where you kind of wish that he just struck out.
Yeah. And that's the problem about having a stretch of games where you play 20 in a row, like the Giants are on right now. And we'll get another day off till they get back home from this road trip. We were complaining to the Pirates people. They looked at us and said, "We're in the middle of a 40 in a row," which we immediately apologized and went back to our booth. But you're going to have days where your bullpen has been taxed, and it happened over the weekend with the Phils. Remember the Giants, they needed their bullpen to pitch 11 innings in the last 2 games of that series in Pittsburgh. So they're a bit torched. So tonight, Chris Stratton is the guy. And it simply meant that he had to hit with the bases loaded in an 8-0 ball game.
The only hitter still available on the Giants bench was Brandon Crawford. And he's getting a day off by design, but also he's got a couple of little things that are bothering him physically. And so Bruce Bochy really wanted him to have the day off to just get rid of those things and keep him fresh, and figure he'd be back tomorrow. A changeup in there for a strike to Joe Panik, who's 0 for 3. 8-1 the score now with 2 down, and Gillespie the runner at third. It's up and away. So now it's 3-1. Brandon Belt on deck.
I think this is going to be the last hitter for Mengden, no matter what.
So 3-2 now into the bullpen area. And that foul ball.
Uh-oh. A little harsh.
You dropped it. Sorry. And Panik draws a walk. And Bob Melvin's going to go out with the hook to get his young right-hander, Daniel Mengden. who in his 4th major league start pitched a beauty in the Giants-A's Battle of the Bay, all Bay Area matchup. And he deserves a big hand. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30 p.m. CSN, authentic Bay Area sports.
Eight to 1, the Athletics leading the Giants as Brandon Belt comes up against the Oakland reliever Fernando Rodriguez, who's on it in relief of sensational rookie Daniel Mengden. If you see Rodriguez numbers for the year, he's averaging almost a strikeout per inning.
Good numbers. Low to mid 90s with the fastball velocity. A little two seam and cut the fastball. Got a curveball and a changeup.
Back to the screen. 0-1 to Belt. Daniel Mengden, only 23 years old, from Houston, Texas. He was a 4th-round draft choice by the Astros. Mengden pitching in the big leagues tonight. It's only his 3rd year in pro ball. And he looked pretty accomplished for a guy with that lack of experience at the professional level.
Oh, you're right. I mean, he dealt at every level this year. Started out at AA ball, tore that up, tore up AAA. And he has not had a bad start. I mean, don't let the 0-3 record fool you. He could have won in every one of the games he pitched. But tonight, I mean, he just was very impressive.
Too low to the very tall Brandon Belt, 6 feet 5 inches tall. 1-2 the count. Mengden was a 4th-round draft choice of the Astros in 2014 and acquired by the A's in the Scott Kazmir trade last July. Two and two. Brandon Belt has struck out, popped up to second, and flied out to left center. He's had an 0 for 3 game. It's very, very rare this season for Belt to go through an entire game without reaching base at all. I mean, once every 2-3 weeks, he has a game where he does not reach. And that's a foul. Out of play, off to the left. Full count, or rather, I beg your pardon, 2-2 the count.
Well, you're right. I mean, he knows the strike zone so well. He gets a lot of walks, even when he's not getting hits. He's also a big guy. He gets on top of the plate. And there aren't many guys like that around. Big guys usually back off a little bit. And because of that, he does take his hit batsman.
That's a wild pitch. Gillespie in to score. And panic over to second. It's 8-2 Oakland.
High fives from everybody. Can expect that. He had a nice at bat.
Full count to Brandon Belt. They've got the overshift on for him. The second baseman Lowry is 30 feet into right field. Strike 3 call. Belt thought it was off the outside. Not that time. On to the ninth.
Bay Area tomorrow night at 6:30 for Giants pregame live before Game 2 of this series. We'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network Friday, July 15th at 7:30. And that's when the Giants take on the Padres from Petco Park. Tomorrow it's going to be Albert Suarez taking on Kendall Graveman in Game 2.
Chris Stratton just off the outside for ball 1 to Coco Crisp. 8-2 the score now. Crisp, the leadoff man, has had a single and a walk in 4 plate appearances. Each time he's reached, he's scored. Did he swing? Yes, he did. The plate umpire made the call himself. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, I'd have helped him out if he asked me.
And what would you have told him?
Oh, he absolutely swung.
Neal, a right-hander, up in the Oakland bullpen now. Zach Neal. Oh, out off the right foot. 1-2. So Crisp trying to shake off the pain. He's 36 years old. He's saying, how many times have I done that in my career?
Oh, yeah.
Getting a little bit tired of it. A little sick and tired of doing that. And the curveball. Some snap to it that bounced in there. 2-2. 9th inning, 8-2. Oakland leading the Giants. Oakland jumped ahead. And when we say ahead, they jumped way ahead with a 5-run second inning. And that's a ball too low. Now it's 3-2. Starting pitcher Jeff Samardzija went 6, allowing 6 runs, 8 hits. Stratton is in his 3rd inning in relief. Tapped foul back behind the plate. The Athletics' big hits. 3-run homer by Marcus Semien in the 2nd. That made it 4-0. Semien knocked in another run in the 6th inning with a double. So Semien, a homer and a double and 4 runs batted in for the Athletics. That's a walk for Crisp. 3rd walk allowed by Chris Stratton.
Yeah, 2nd time he's walked a hitter to lead off an inning too.
And both times Coco Crisp, which is the last guy in this Oakland lineup you want to walk. mean, you don't want to walk anybody, best case scenario, but Coco Crisp is a guy who does not walk very often, and he's a fast guy. You'd like to make him hit his way on board. Jed Lowry has a double and a single and a run batted in off his foot.
Well, I think Bob Melvin was pretty ecstatic about how this game played out. Remember, coming into this game, Mengden he hadn't had any runs scored for him. Pitched well in 3 games, walked out with 3 losses. So I think from Melvin's perspective, he wanted to get some runs on the board early for his young right-hander, and the A's did that with that 5 spot in the top of the 2nd inning.
Mengden's very first game, he lost 2-1 in Cincinnati. And then they only got 1 run the next time out when he faced Texas. And they got 2 runs his last start against Milwaukee. So he'd received 4 runs of support total. Now, we didn't see those games, but it could be that not all 4 of those runs even scored while he was in the game. A souvenir. He's got his Giants stocking cap. They call those beanies now, right?
Yeah.
Got his Giants beanie.
Unless you're in Vancouver, then it's a toque.
Toque. I remember being in Toronto. They had toque night.
Toque night. That's every Friday night here.
Toque. T-U-Q-U-E. Stephen Vogt on deck. There is Jarrett Parker. And that's the first out of the inning. Back to first goes Crisp. Oakland leading 8-2. The Dodgers lost. The Dodgers won. I keep wanting to say the Dodgers lost. They lost the first 3 games in Pittsburgh over the weekend, but they won today coming from behind. They beat the Pirates 5-4. Now, that's not the toque, but that was a giveaway.
That's a good one right there. We're going to be seeing that hat for the next 10 years.
That was the Jeffrey Leonard 2 flaps down.
That was a great commercial. Jeffrey Leonard nailed it.
Vogt down the right field line, foul into the crowd.
Somebody's got to make a play down there. Serious business.
Keep my hands inside.
This guy's tough. Better catch it. Better catch it. Whew, that was close.
That guy?
Oh, 1 the count.
You got to fight a kid, don't you? Well, there she is. Well, he did the right thing, though. He handed off to his girl, so that's good.
Time taken by Vogt. Vogt, 1 hit, 4 at bats. He knocked in a run with a single against Stratton in the 7th. The only Oakland starter, other than the pitcher, without a hit is the 8th base hitter, Billy Burns. There's 1 at second. Pena back to first, not in time with Stratton covering. So Crisp forced out at second. Belt to Pena. Vogt, who actually runs pretty well for a catcher.
That's what a catcher should look like right there, like Stephen Vogt. I mean, he looks like he has been through about 20 seasons in the squad, and he just beat up and grizzled. He's got the look of a catcher.
Grizzled. An apt description. Stephen Vogt, actually, he's getting up into that grizzled country. He's 31 years old. From Visalia.
Yeah, in catcher's years, that makes him 84.
A lot of wear and tear in a 31-year-old catcher's body.
Yeah, he's got a lot of years left in his career. He's not sharing with that cotton candy.
What do you think his hands feel like right now?
Pine tar rag.
That's a pop-up foul. So he wouldn't need, if he was up as a pinch hitter, that kid would not need a pine tar, right?
He would not.
Holding onto the bat would be no problem.
He would have a good curveball out there in the mound with that kind of stickum on his hand, let me tell you.
Now, does this say in the rule book that cotton candy is illegal to put on your hands?
No. Any better than cotton candy stickum.
Shallow center. Panic. Well, Panic kept going and going. I think he was hoping he'd get some help from somebody, but help never arrived.
Just not high enough to really include your outfielder, so it's going to have to be Panic and nobody else. That would have been a great play. Right off the tip of the glove. Remember, he's got the smallest glove out there. Pretty much true with most second basemen. They have the smallest gloves. And he needed a little more length on that glove.
So Valencia gets credit for a hit on that one, his third hit of the game. Here's Chris Davis, the powerful left fielder, who's had an RBI double and an RBI single.
Oh, the reaction. It was so close.
Definitely a Panic fan. 1 ball, no strikes to Chris Davis. Stratton almost hit him. That was the 56th pitch thrown by Stratton in these 3 innings. He was a starting pitcher in the minor leagues, but it's been a while since he was doing any starting pitching. There's a soaring fly ball circling around Williamson, and that's the inning. 8-2 Oakland as we go to the last half of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Giants. Leading the Giants as we go to the last of the 9th inning, and Oakland goes to its bullpen and brings in Thomas Neal. I keep saying Thomas. Zach Neal is his name. It's so easy to confuse Zach and Thomas.
Well, it's always been tough for me.
Yeah, it's almost impossible for me, apparently. And he throws a called strike at the knees to Mac Williamson. Zach Neal.
Sinker baller. But he's got 4 pitches. He'll sink the fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, changeup.
First time he's ever faced the Giants. And it's 0-2 to Williamson. Neal made his major league debut the first time he got called up for the minors back in May at Boston. This is the 3rd time that he's been up in the big leagues. He was recalled again for the 3rd time June the 10th. And that's a base hit. A 2-strike base hit for Mac Williamson. Trevor Brown will come up. Zach Neal. There's a called strike.
Well, he's the kind of guy you want out there when you have a man on first base. And less than 2 outs, because he can get you 2 outs with 1 pitch. Got to have one of those guys on your staff.
Well, right now the Giants are not necessarily clobbering the ball to the outfield, but they're getting it out there. Another base hit. And Williamson races around to third on the bloop single by Trevor Brown. And Oakland's going to get more action going in its bullpen.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Mark Zepchinski there. One of 3 left-handers they have down there in their bullpen. Yeah, he's got the rally cap on. He's feeling it. Oh, yeah. Shake it. That's right.
So here's Gregor Blanco now, who is 0 for 2 with a walk, and Kurt Young, the pitching coach, goes out to talk to Zach Neal, but also to give Zepchinski a little bit of time to get ready in the bullpen. I'm guessing. They're in the last of the 9th inning in Arizona, and the Phillies have an 8-0 lead over the D-backs. If the D-backs lose that game, they will be 13-26 at home for the year. Crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to explain that.
The only team with a record even close to that in the rest of the National League, the Atlanta Braves, were in a complete rebuilding mode. Blanco to first base, and holding at third is Williamson while they turn a double play. Williamson never moved. He's got to score when they're turning a double play. Well, it's a good game, I guess, to learn from. Doesn't really matter a whole lot in this kind of a score.
Well, it's the middle mistake. But I think he identified once that ball got hit the first base, it froze him. When he didn't get a good jump, he knew if that ball got relayed to second, he didn't know if there was going to be a play at first. They may have come to home to get him.
And if he had come home to get him, then Alonso would have had to do some explaining to his manager.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thought that he had. But Roberto Kelly immediately talking to him about it.
And it's a strike to Ramiro Pena, who's 1 for 3. He singled leading off the 8th inning and scored the first of the Giants' 2 runs. Well, you mentioned Zach Neal getting ground balls, and he got into some trouble, and he got the ground ball. Eight to 2, Oakland leading the Giants. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Athletics. The Giants 2 runs, 6 hits. Tomorrow night, it'll be Albert Suarez for the Giants against Kendall Graveman. Right up the middle, and Williamson will score, for which he is very grateful to his teammate Ramiro Pena. Second hit for Pena. 2's about the average for him in games that he started.
He's been fantastic. He really has. I mean, just good bat control. Takes his ball right back up the middle.
Pitching change. So Zepchinski's going to come in to face Connor Gillespie. Well, I guess if you're Gillespie, you can be honored. Like, wow, they're really afraid of me. 8-3 the score. We'll be right back. has come in. Did we see Zabchinski was a member of the Cardinals bullpen back in 2014 when the Giants played St. Louis in the league championship series?
He was. Take a look at the numbers in 35 games. He's been a workhorse for the A's. 27 strikeouts in 25 2/3. Got a good slider.
He might have been the guy who was out there when the game ended. Zabchinski was a slow dribbler. He tried to get the out at first base and threw the ball down the right field line, and the winning run scored. Over to Zabchinski right there at second base, and Semien tags the bag for the force out on Pena. The ball game is over. Oakland takes game 1 in this year's Oakland-San Francisco Interleague Series, 8-3, back of Daniel Mengden, and he was so impressive.
Well, he really was, and the A's got him some runs early, but Mengden, I mean, he really showed 4 good pitches and a great command of all of them. And for the very first time the Giants have ever seen him, they have to be impressed with what he did tonight.
For more on tonight's game, tune in to Sportsnet Central on CSN Bay Area. Tune in to CSN Bay Area tomorrow night at 6:30 for Giants pregame live before game 2 of the series. We'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network right after the All-Star break, Friday the 15th of July at 7:30 for the Giants and Padres from Petco Park. Now for Mike Krukow and Amy Gutierrez, I'm John Miller saying good night from San Francisco. The final, Oakland 8, the Giants 3.